everybody. I'm Laura Heigl with Century 21 Sheets, your key to the finest homes. I'm
Jordan Reichmann. I'm with Milestone Home Lending.
And we're in a really fun store in Zionsville today called the Zionsville Olive Tap, 31 East Pine Street. It's a new shop. You can see behind me there are balsamic vinegars on this wall. You can taste things. There are olive oils here. There are tons of recipes. There are spices. This is a great place to shop for things for your kitchen. If you're a creative cook, it's also really great for a gift. I'll tell you, I've taken housewarming gifts to people and staying with relatives gifts.
That's a great idea.
This is a really fun place.
And they've got like a whole section of little gift-sized stuff over there.
Absolutely. So you could grab and go.
Yeah.
Pretty easily.
Awesome.
Yeah. Maybe you should get your wife something.
Maybe. We'll see.
We're going to talk about money today.
All right.
And we're going to talk about what I'd kind of like just from some personal experience with some clients in the last couple of years. Down payment, when you have someone who is giving you money for your down payment. So
a gift.
Exactly.
Basically.
So is that what you call it, Jordan?
That's what we call it.
Is a gift.
We do not call it a loan from a family member. We do not call it we call it a gift.
So can a family, so you say that, can a family member loan you money as a down payment?
As part of the down payment, it cannot be expected to be paid back.
All right. So if you and your dad have a conversation, how do you know as the lender, though, that it is a gift?
Great question. So there's a form that you have to fill out, and it has to be signed by the buyer and the person giving the gift.
Okay.
And the form basically states, your relationship, because there does have to be a history of a relationship. It can't just be Joe across the street who, has an extra $10,000 he wants to give away. So it talks about your relationship, and you both have to sign it, but it also talks about in there that no repayment is expected.
Okay.
So by signing that form, if me
by
and my
letter
dad
of the law.
Exactly. I guess me and my dad could have that conversation, but technically we'd be breaking the law.
Okay, so that's an important thing to know.
Yep.
I have had something happen that people get tripped up based on when that money gets to their bank account. So they have a conversation with mom and dad. Mom and dad are going to give them the money, but it's not there yet.
Okay.
Now the money's coming in. What's the rule? How long does the buyer have to have that money in their bank account?
So for a gift or for a documented deposit, we can use it tomorrow. I think what you're talking about is large deposits.
Yes.
When I'm looking at a bank statement to verify, let's say you need $10,000 to close, and let's say your bank account has $11,000 in there. Great, all's good, right? Well, there's a $6,000 deposit in there last week. We're going to have to document that, unless it was a paycheck from your company, direct deposit. That's
easy.
That's
right.
easy. But we're going to have to deposit that. So if it was a gift, that's fine. We can document it and use it right away. We're going to need the gift letter, a copy of the gift check, and possibly the gift giver's bank statement of 30 days. A lot of older people don't like doing it. Depending on the type of loan, it could be required.
Yes, so I've had some parents push back. They're gifting children money and they have to provide their bank statement.
Yep.
And they don't like that.
No, and for a government, for an FHA loan, you are going to have to provide a bank statement.
You have to do that.
If it's a conventional loan, we can get away with a cleared check, a copy of the cleared check, so mom and dad, grandma and grandpa don't have to provide a bank statement. But they do want to see. If they're willing, we will ask for it.
Okay.
So what's considered a large deposit? If I go and, if you buy a $100 bottle of oil from me.
I promise nothing in here is $100 for a bottle of oil.
Yeah, sorry,
okay.
I just threw out a number there. Do I have to document where that $100 came from? Again, it depends on the loan type, but the short answer to the question is a large deposit is considered either 1/2 of your monthly qualifying income. So if I make $5,000 a month, a $2,501 deposit, I'm going to have to show documentation for.
Great rule of thumb.
Yep. On an FHA loan, it's 1% of the sales price.
Okay. So if I'm buying a $200,000 house, it's $2,000.
Exactly.
Okay.
So keep that in mind. Large deposits are okay. You just have to document them. A big no-no, which I run into, with a lot of service industry people, call it mattress money, is a big no-no. Some people don't believe in banking institutions, which is fine. Everyone's entitled to their own belief. But if you make $5,000 a month and go and have $5,000 in your safe and go throw that into your bank account tomorrow, and I'm getting 2 months of bank statements from you, we're not going to be able to use that $5,000 you just put in. And that's where it has to season for 60 days.
So there's a term for this, right? Seasoned
exactly.
funds. So because I work with a lot of foreign clients, bringing money from out of the country, it's legitimate money. They earned it, it's in their bank account there. But it's coming from out of the US, and usually with languages that are not easily translated in a bank, like Farsi or Mandarin or Korean, something like that. I think, you tell me if I'm correct, if it's in a bank account for 60 days, it is seasoned. So if they bring it, they deposit it, they wait a little bit, and then because the bank statements that you pull, the money's been there.
Exactly.
And so they don't have to go through all these wild hoops.
And that's, in general, yes. The only, if I had to get more than 2 months of bank statements for some reason, that could be. In general, though, we only need 2 months of bank statements. So yes, if those large deposits if no large deposits show up, there's nothing for me to document. It's all good.
So here's a great solution for this, guys. When you go to buy a house, you need to have a conversation with Jordan.
Absolutely.
And you need to be completely transparent about what you have. And if you have money out of the US, please tell you that.
Let me know.
So, because I had that recently where I had a client very legitimately tell a lender what was in his bank account. He neglected to mention that that bank account is not in the US.
And he just transferred it over 2 days ago?
Right, exactly. So you really need to know those details, but a lot of that can be figured out in the discovery process.
Absolutely.
Of working through your loan.
The other thing, we talk about getting pre-approved a lot, which is basically me having a conversation with you about income and assets and whatnot. The other thing I really encourage people to do is after we have that conversation, even before you get an accepted offer, I'll give you the opportunity to send me the documents needed, the bank statements, the W-2s, and the pay stubs, and we'll actually send it all the way through underwriting.
I love that.
So that when you find your dream house, basically all we're waiting on is an appraisal to come through. You know, we don't have to say, oh, well, what's their income look like really, or how much do they really have in their bank account? We've already got the documentation, so all we're gonna do is basically order an appraisal, and you know you're fully approved, basically.
So that also helps out from a standpoint of just heartache with disappointment.
Absolutely, yeah.
And also saves some money, because then you're not under contract to buy something you can't buy because of a surprise, like a bank account in another country.
Exactly, so you're not paying for an inspection or an appraisal and then getting declined, so.
So these are important things to know. I think the big underwriting piece is, you know, it goes through my mind, 15 years I've done this, all the things that have gone wrong in those years.
You remember those.
I do remember those. I'm going to write a book someday.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, so much of this can be solved up front and avoided by a good conversation with you, that somebody lays everything out on the table, explains the whole scenario, and that way you can work through things up front.
Exactly. Let them know, you know, that they are ready, or that, hey, we need to wait a month or two.
Because sometimes people don't know what they don't know.
Exactly.
But if they tell you everything, then you're good to go.
I'll educate you.
So
give me a call, 317-345-1717.
And then after you've got your money, give me a call to buy a house. I'm Laura Heigl with Century 21 Sheets, your key to the finest homes. We're at Zionsville's Olive Tap today on Pine Street. It's darling and it's yummy. And if you come by here, there are samples out front that are really good. I know you haven't tried the brownies yet.
Yeah.
We're gonna go try the brownies. And then inside you can taste all these incredible olive oils and balsamic vinegars and make really delightful exotic things. So check it out when you're in downtown Zionsville. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.